Alrighty guys, welcome to another video. Today I'm doing something a little bit different. Um, so to give you an introduction to today's video and what is going to be talked about, we are starting a new series which I will call Fallen Flags of America. The Fallen Flags of America series will cover railroads in North America that are no longer existent or have since merged into other larger roads. Today's railroad that we will start with is the Illinois Central Railroad, which ran from Chicago, Illinois to New Orleans, Louisiana, and everywhere in between. The Illinois Central Railroad was originally built in 1879, I do believe, to run from, I want to say it was Cairo, Illinois to Fulton, Kentucky, but I don't remember. But over the years, they acquired many bankrupt roads, such as a portion of the bankrupt Tennessee Central Railroad in parts such as Memphis or Nashville, Tennessee. They acquired let me see here. Another thing that the Illinois Central Railroad was known for, very largely, was its rebuilding locomotives. Ever since the steam days in the Second World War, they had taken older locomotives, such as 262s, for example, and rebuilt them as 462s or 464s. Many locomotives would have stuff like new piping, roller bearings, new drive wheels, new brakes, among other things. The Illinois Central Railroad was one of the best railroads in America of its time and was the longest standing when merged. It stood the test of time for many years as it hauled many coal trains from the rural parts of Kentucky, from passenger trains from Chicago to New Orleans. Famed trains such as the All Pullman Panama Limited, or the famed train The City of New Orleans, and no, not the song by Willie Nelson, the actual train that inspired the song, usually being pulled by either high-class steam locomotives such as 264 Norvins or 262 Pacifics. Either way, this train was one of the fastest and one of the best of its time on its railroad, and it was a very sad day in, I believe, 72 when Illinois Central finally handed the city of New Orleans over to Amtrak. And just 2 years earlier, the Panama Limited had fell into the newly born company known as Amtrak, which was supposed to work as a railroad company that took over passenger services throughout the United States. Although this did work, some parts of Amtrak do not work as good as they were intended. That is another story. What we will cover is this picture here. Now, I have this picture here, and it shows what I believe was outside of Kankakee, Illinois, the city of New Orleans on the left behind a pair of either E7 or E6A and a B unit, probably an E8, passes two long coal drags, one of which being headed by what I think is one of the 262 Texans acquired by the railroad in 1941 or 42. They started ordering Texans for heavy freight and coal service. As seen here, Texan number 2614 pulls this long coal drag past another freight that apparently was waiting in the siding. Now, I've heard many debates about this picture. Some think it was the city of New Orleans, some think it was a Panama Limited. I don't know. But when I saw this photograph, it was the city of New Orleans. It's what it was titled, so I do not know. But anyways, the Illinois Central was a very famous railroad as they had a very large yard located in Fulton, Kentucky, which is about 200 miles west from where I am. They also had another very large yard and shop at Paducah, Kentucky, which they acquired from, I believe, a merger of another bankrupt road. I don't even remember what the railroad was, but whoops, wrong picture. They acquired those bankrupt railroads, and what they would do, they took the old, what used to be, I think, a small shop, rebuilt it, gave it bigger buildings, gave it most modern equipment and whatnot. And this was back in the Steam days, even before the Texans arrived, they did this. They started out rebuilding Pacifics, and there was one picture of the locomotive, which I wish I had here, that they rebuilt with specially equipped roller bearings or wheels, similar to what you find on a Baldwin or an Alco locomotive. And yes, I'm referring to a diesel. But as an introduction to this series is going to be titled Fallen Flags of America, and the series is intended to cover railroads throughout North America, north to south, east to west, southeast to southwest, northwest to southeast. You get the picture. Railroads covered in this, some notable mentions of railroads covered in this series will be the Illinois Central, the Grand Trunk and Western Railroad, the Norfolk and Western Railroad, the Southern Railway, the Missouri Pacific Railroad, the Frisco Railroad, the Missouri, Kansas, and Texas Railroad, also known as Picady, the Texas Mexican Railroad, or TM Railroad, the Chicago, Rock Island, and Pacific, also known as the Rock, the Louisville and Nashville Railroad, the Chesapeake and Ohio Railroad, the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad, the Western Maryland Railroad, the Chessie System Railroad, the Seaboard Coastline Railroad, the Seaboard Airline Railroad, the Seaboard Airline, no, I meant to say coastline. I meant to, oh my goodness. Amtrak in some years, Conrail, the Detroit, Toledo, and Ironton Railroad, the Duluth, Mesabi, and Ironton Range, also known as the DM&I Railroad, among many more. So, as an end of this video, of this really short, I guess, beginning/pilot episode, if you like the video, please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, as that always helps the channel, and turn those notification to settings to all, so that you will see my video anytime when I freshly upload the video. It's there for you to see. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this pilot episode of this series. I hope you enjoyed, and if this pilot gets a lot of views, I will do this some more and make it a series. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video, and I will see you guys down the line. See you later.